Hi everyone. Today I'm going to cover how to pay fees for demand under Section 234E, which is late filing of TDS return. And in this video, what I'm going to cover is in detail, step by step of how to do this. I'm going to share my personal experience and the issues that I faced. And primarily, what we'll cover is how to pay that demand online. What is the website that you should choose? Where should you go? What is the type of challan that you should choose? And then once you've paid it, how to file your correction return and verify the details that yes, you've done all the steps correctly. So let's go ahead and so first of all, what is section 234E of TDS? As per this section, if you fail to file your TDS or TCS return on or before the due date, right? So you've paid the TDS, but you did not file your return. You forgot or you filed, so that is the reason why you're filing it late. Then you're liable to pay sum of rupees 200 for each day until the day your failure continues, right? So for example, you had to file your return by 30th, but you remembered after 4 days, so 4 into 200, 800 rupees is the fees that you have to pay. And how would you pay that? And this amount should not exceed, the fees will not exceed the amount of TDS. This is section 234E. So you received this email where it says that you filed your return, but the defaults or PAN errors have been identified, and on the form 27Q. So that is where I had filed a return for TDS on purchase of property from NRI, and what it says is you can download a justification report which gives you the details of what went wrong, and then so this is the email that you received. Uh, so the intimation contains an attachment which is password protected, and the password is mentioned here. It is your TAN, first four characters of your TAN in capital letters followed by underscore and date of filing of the regular statement. So when you filed your regular statement for 27Q, that date in this format is what you have to enter, and then what will happen is this is the intimation that I had received under section 200A 206 of the Income Tax Act. And what you see here is it says that I am liable to pay 800 rupees as late filing fees for 234E. So this intimation does not state how or why this to 800 has been calculated. And like that email said, you'll have to download the justification report if you want to see how what is the calculation for this 800 rupees. So now, if you see what happened was there are a lot of confusing information available on the internet. So if even if you go on Income Tax India website, it says log into Protein, Tin Pan, and select e-payment. And then it says, select the relevant challan ITNS 280281. This is not the case. The websites have changed, even though the Income Tax of India website still shows this. And I'll be covering how do you make that payment. And that is why it became very challenging and confusing for me. And I thought I'll make something that helps others as well. So if you see, even if I went to this website that the Income Tax of India website states where you have to go, it also directs you back to Income Tax India. So the irony is the Income Tax India website directs you to this and this directs you back to Income Tax India website. So you get confused where do you have to go. This is what we're going to cover. So what first of all we're going to have to do is, you go to the TDS Traces website, and if you're not registered as a new user, I'll be creating a separate video and I'll be putting the link of that video in this so you can go and see how do you register as a new user. So once you registered, you log in with your user ID password and the TAN for the deductor, and then you can log in. Once you log in, you have to go to your dashboard, and on the dashboard what you see is the late filing fee. So within traces it shows you that you owe the income tax department 800 rupees because you filed your TDS return late. Now what you want to see is the breakup. So what they say is you can go to request for justification report download. So when you click on this, you give your parameters, what was the financial year, what was the quarter, and what was the form type in which you filed the TDS return. You click on go, and what it will show is that then you have to go to the downloads, and within downloads you'll see that this justification report is available after some time. You click on this gets highlighted in blue, and then you click on this HTTP download. So then you just save it on your computer. This is a zip file, and to open this, this is if you click here, it is mentioned what is the password. So password is very long. It is tan, and then what is the form type like 27Q, what quarter and year, and then once you input this all in capital letter, you can open this justification file. You can unzip it, extract it on your computer, and open it. So if you see, this is how the justification file looked for me. And what I could decipher from this is that, I filed, the date was, last date of filing was 31st of May. I filed it on 4th of June. And so it becomes 4 days that I filed late. So 200 rupees for 4 days, 800 rupees is the amount that I need to pay. So this is what the justification report says, and it has other details as well, about who filed this return and what was the return about. Now, like I said, the income tax department website, these are the two details that it mentions incorrectly on how to pay this demand amount, and it gets very confusing where to go and how to pay this amount. So what it says is you go to this website, you choose this plan, and then, you enter your PAN, TAN, and then you pay the information online with the net banking, and you will be able to pay that. This is what I am going to show you entirely in this video. We'll cover this part. So this is another just thing that shows that how do you pay this. So there are two methods to pay this demand and file your correction. One is paying online, which we'll be covering in this video. Other is you could also do this offline, like you must have filed your 27Q or TDS return. So you can also file a correction offline, but easy online is easier, and that is what I'm covering. All right. So first of all, what you have to now go do is go to the Income Tax of India website, log in with your TAN card details that you registered earlier for filing the TDS, and then you have to go to ePay tax. When you go on ePay tax, you have to click on New Payment. Then you have to choose your assessment year, and then because you're not paying TDS, you are paying your outstanding demand. You have to click on Proceed here for Pay Outstanding Demand. Now, this is where it gets confusing is, one is that this is TDS, TCS regular assessment, minor head as 400. This is what comes automatically. I was trying to find it, but I was not getting it. But then I saw it here. And then other confusion was I was trying to find late filing fees, TDS return, section 234. Nothing came up. So what you have to choose is you have to choose here other sums under section 195. When you choose this and you click on continue here, then what you have to choose is that are you a company deductee or non-company deductee. So for individuals, you'll choose other than company deductee. And that is where you find fees under section 234E. So under other sums, you will find section this F where you have to give what is the fees under section 234E that you want to pay. So my demand was for 800 rupees, and that is what I'm paying. Now, when you've done this, what you have to do is select your payment mode. If you see there are so many payment modes that are method here, net banking, debit card, credit card, and payment gateway, which offers you other options. So net banking, if you note here, for these authorized bank is free of charge, and you could choose net banking as well. Or what you could do is you could choose payment gateway, and then it will again, choose any of these, and then it will take you to different methods like UPI or others. So, I've chosen State Bank of India, and these are the transaction charges for different methods. You can choose whatever suits you best. Just keep note of the charges that would be levied on the method that you choose. Then once you've selected that, it says you preview and make your payment, that whatever you are filled is fine. So once you verified, just click on pay now. And another thing that happened is, the system was down between 11 to 12:15. So keep a note, you cannot file your you cannot make the payment between 11 to 12:15 a.m. So kindly try after 12:15 a.m. So once I tried back, I had chosen payment gateway. You could choose net banking or other payment modes. I chose UPI, and then it says is that these are your payment details for which you're trying to pay. And then do you want to pay by a virtual payment authorization or by a QR code. So choose this and click on confirm, and then you can make a payment. So I chose Paytm UPI, and my payment was successful. This is another way, you could just choose net banking, and then you can fill all the amount, all the particulars, choose your bank account, enter with your net banking password, and click on confirm, and then your transaction is successful. You've made the payment. So click on OK, and then it says that your transaction status is a success, and this is your reference number. And then it brings you back to this screen, and it says that your challan payment is successful. And if you download a receipt, you can download it from here, or scroll down and you can download it from here as well. So your first part of making payment for outstanding TDS demand is done. Now let's go to the second part, which is that you've paid your TDS, but now you have to match it to the return that you would file, that this is for this return that I have paid this amount. So this can be done using online correction facility. Now how do you do that is you go back again, log into traces, and when you go on your dashboard, what you see here is there is one process statement, and what you can also see is after probably a day, details of your unconsumed challans, which means it will automatically show you the 800 amount that you've paid. It does not show you immediately, but if you try in a day or two, it will start showing you the challan that you had paid for 800 rupees. Now, if you want to verify that this is correct, you can click on view amount, enter the amount. If it matches, you click on proceed, and then it will start showing you the amount as well. Now what you have to do is uh, uh, go to defaults. You have to go to request for correction. That is, you're requesting a correction for original 27Q that you had filled. And what it says is, because you do not have a digital signature, what you can do is you can do challan correction, interest payment, and add challans to statement. So you just have to click on proceed here. Now, when you've clicked on request for correction, what you have to choose here is correction category. Fill your financial year, quarter, form type, and then online or offline. So we are choosing online here, and then click on submit request. Once you click on submit request, what it needs is an authorization code. Now to generate that authorization code, you have to fill all these details. So one is you have to fill this token number, right? And you have to get this from your Form 27Q receipt that you had. The RRR number that is generated is what you have to enter here, the token number. Then you have to enter these details from the TDS challan payment. So when you made that TDS amount, enter the receipt number, BSR code, date on which you had deposited, what was the challan serial number and challan amount. All of these details are available in a single challan that you've paid, and this is the section 2 that you have to fill. And then what you have to fill here is this, which is the pan and the amount that you deducted for the deductee. So this pan is of the deductee and the amount that you deducted. So once you filled all three details, it says, are you sure you have three pans, less than three pans for which you deducted? So you click on OK, because for me I had just one pan. So you click on OK, and what it will do is it will generate this authorization code that it was asking for. So when you scroll down, you can click on proceed to transaction, or what you can do is go back to defaults and then go to track. If you try to request for correction here, this is the error that you will get, that your one of your request is already in progress. So you do not have to request for new correction. What you have to do is go to track correction request for existing request. When you go here, it will show you the status as available initially, and if you've made some progress, it will show you the status as in progress. Anyways, when you go ahead and click on this, then it will bring you back to the screen, whereas you can put the authorization code. So once you put the authorization code which was generated earlier, it will bring you to this screen. Now, what we are trying to do here is, so you have to choose the type of correction. Obviously, we'll choose late filing levi, that, for the original form that we filed, now we are filing a correction for late fees filing. Now, you click on view details, and what you see here is it shows you that there is the due of late filing fees for 800. Now, what you have to do is select the challan to pay, right? So now what we are saying is there was an outstanding of 800. We've paid that, but we want to select the challan that we paid it with. As soon as I clicked it, I got an error. It says there are no challans with available balance. Kindly use the option add challan and then add the new challan to the statement and then proceed. So then what it means is I had a very hard time finding where this add challan to statement is. I kept navigating within the website, but then I later found out that it is in the type of correction. So what you have to do is click on add challan to statement. And then what you have to do is here, click again, add challan, miner had 200, 400. And then what it will do is it will start showing you the challan that you had made the payment for 800 rupees. This is what you see here. And then what you have to do is you have to click on this gets highlighted, and then click on add challan to statement, right? So what we are trying to do is that we've paid this challan, we've paid this amount, and now we are trying to match it with the return. So then when you click on add challan, it shows you that this was 800 amount that you had to pay, and the remaining balance is still 800, which means you have not used this amount that you've paid, or you've not matched it to the return. So you just click on save, right? And then what it shows you is newly added challan in orange color, which means you've added that challan, the payment that you've made, to your statement. Now, what we have to do is go back to the type of correction, right? And then again choose late filing fees and now select challan. So you've added that challan. Now when you click on select challan, this challan will be visible there. So you select that challan, and if you see here, it says that there is 800 rupees balance in this, which means you've not yet applied that balance to your return. Then you go ahead, what you can do is click on edit challan, and then what you have to do is the amount under this challan on the 800. So this amount claimed as others, again, I was trying to find where should I put, that 800 for late fees. So even though here it shows under late fees, here you have to choose amount claimed as others, mention the amount that you want to use from the challan against the late fees payment. So click on enter 800, click on save. It says, do you want to update the details? Click on OK. And what you see here is earlier the balance was 800. Now the balance remaining is zero, which means you've tried to match the amount that you've paid with the amount that was due. Now what you have to do is click on proceed to interest. And then when you click on proceed to interest, what was confusing for me was I kept seeing this lecture on to pay again. So I was not sure. I had to scroll down and then you have to find submit correction statement. This is at the bottom. Sometimes you do not find it and then you keep going in loops as to select challan to pay and nothing is happening. But make sure you choose once you've, chosen the challan, you've edited an amount applied, click submit correction statement. Once you do, it looks like you've done it. Now, again, here is a catch. What you can do is click on view corrections. And then when you are in challan in statement, it says no data available. So you again get confused that my return did not probably get properly processed, but it is, available in this challans added to statement section. So when you see here, you see that yes, all those details are here. Click on back. And then what you have to do is confirm. Now you would think upon pressing confirm, the return is complete, but this looks like everything is done, but this is still not done. It just says that it is ready, available in corrections ready for submission page. Now, when you go here, again, you see all those details. Then you have to click on view statement. When you click view statement, it is still not submitted. So what you have to do is again click on submit for processing. And this is when your return is finally submitted and it generates a token number. Now, if you try to find the status of this token number, so if you go to statements and payments and then try to find a statement by this token number, what it will say is no data available if you try to search it immediately. So give it a day or two, and then usually it starts appearing in a day or two. And once that is done, what you can do is you go to track correction request. You see this is submitted to online, submitted to income tax department, and you'll also get an email that yes, you finally submitted your correction and it has been submitted to income tax department. And if you try to now view the details of unconsumed challans, there is no data available because the challan that was available, you've consumed it to pay your late filing fees. Now, what you can do is after 2 or 3 days, right? Go to statement, log in back again, check the statement status. And what you see is originally your return was regular return was processed with defaults. That is why we had to file a correction. And now, once we file that correction, we've paid the due amount. Now it shows processed without defaults, which means it is successful. What you can also do is go to defaults, track your correction request, and here, which was earlier showing as submitted to income tax department, is now showing as process. So this completes the process of making the payment for not filing of TDS return and then submitting a correction for the original return that you filed. So I've tried to share my personal experience. If you find it useful, please let me know and please continue to like, share, and subscribe because it gives motivation to make more videos. Thank you.